of Sri Lankan batting at the moment together. Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene. Stain has picked up both wickets to have fallen.
Oh, driven nicely, the ball pitched in the slot. Jayawardene very good on that shot, neatly timing it down the ground. Doesn't really have the legs to carry to the boundary. Picks up 3 in the process. That's in the air, but didn't get hold of it. Didn't have sufficiently to take it to the boundary.
Yeah, top edge here from the Sri Lankan captain. Tini will be pleased that he went for the shot and didn't have any control over it. Whereas Jayawardene would be pleased with the result, but not with the way he executed the stroke. I think he was actually done a little bit strange enough for the lack of bounce there. I don't think the ball bounced quite as high as he thought it would.
Oh, that beat the fielder to his left and racing away for 4. That was short, wide, and was given the treatment it deserved.
There's quite a lot of runs already gone down to third man here in this innings from both Sangakkara and Jayawardene now. When I say third man, a pretty square third man, somebody sort of about 15 metres squarer than you would normally be. I just wonder whether it isn't worth thinking about getting a guy down there instead of maybe the chap who's perched at short extra cover.
A few more runs in that area. I'm sure it's a matter of concern. He cannot afford to take out a catching man surely from that slip cordon, but also the amount of runs that have been scored in that third man area in a low scoring match so far is something that he would be surely thinking of.
It's not exactly where he intended it to go.
The fielder let him down there in the slip cordon. Here we go again. Make it 3 boundaries, but this time it was a glorious cover drive from Mahela Jayawardene.
No doubt about that. The moment it left the bat, it was going to fly to the boundary. Mahela Jayawardene right in position. Beautiful balance. The foot going in there. Stationary as he made contact. Hitting the ball exactly where he wanted to hit it.
Inside edge. Oh, mix up. He went towards Sangakkara's end, who was already more committed to the single than Mahela Jayawardene was.
The first missed time from Jayawardene, not at all where he intended it to go. Dropped the front hand as he made contact. Bit of an yes-no situation.
Swept away and we'll go for 4. Poor delivery from Boyer. No ball and a little wider. Jayawardene onto it in a flash, and another 4 down to the third man area.
He must have had the idea of repeating the earlier delivery, but this time it was too short, and he's also gone over the line, overstepped, so it's a no ball. Gift of a delivery.
There's extra runs down the leg side. Boucher unable to get across, so 4 byes. Wicket keepers hate seeing that signal, and that brings up Sri Lankan 150. And they're just 17 runs now behind the South African first innings. They still have 8 wickets in hand.
It's a good start for Sri Lanka.
On Drenell, getting some bounce, but Mahela Jayawardene was right on top of it. Now this partnership has crossed the 150 mark.
His batsman for spinners. Well, pick the bones out of that. That is a class player. Backed it inside out, predictable. No bowling at the leg stump. Running towards mid-on. Opens the front leg, inside out. That is just class.
One of the more difficult shots to play. Not too many batsmen look to play this shot these days. He knew about the line because the field dictated it. Tremendous shot.
He hasn't let the selectors down. Driven through the covers by Jayawardene. Yet another boundary. The 26th of the innings.
What a glorious shot by Mahela Jayawardene. Straight out of the textbook. Everything in place. The foot nicely across. Playing alongside. And the head down all the while.
I guess it's a different mindset slightly, isn't it? Beautifully timed. And 4 more. It's the end of the over. It's 201 for 2.
4 years ago. Magnificent shot. Good use of the feet. Checks up a little bit, but beautifully weighted right to the boundary. Great shot. And now he's into the 90s.
Does it very cleverly against the left-arm spinners. He just knows how to get in his feet into position and give himself room so that he could hit the ball over the top. 200-run partnership.
Well, that's rubbish. Really, that's 2 now. He's bowled in that area. Now he goes to 96. Now he can hit a ball on the ground to get 100. Another little milestone. It's just these little mental games in the back of your head, whether you've made 10, 12 or 30 test hundreds. You always, the pressure you put on yourself.
The second session of day 2 with Jayawardene, 99 not out. And was there bat on it? Yes. The reaction of the batsman that came off the bat. First ball has been hit for 4, and Jayawardene gets his 15th test match 100.
And that's his wife, Christina. She too certainly very, very happy. But Jayawardene certainly must have had things bottled up at the luncheon interval. And you could see that he was quite relieved when he got that 100, getting a little bit of an edge past wicketkeeper Boucher. So he didn't have to wait long after lunch. First ball puts his 100.
But then this kind of artistry from Mahela Jayawardene is also to be expected. The second time he's played that kind of a shot, and you can see it's a sort of an expression that shows a lot of respect for the batsman on strike. Great shot.
Well, there's nothing very much you could do. It wasn't a bad delivery at all. But again, Jayawardene, certainly a work of art, as you say, gave himself the room, got alongside it, and hammered it square of the wicket.
Should be 4 byes, or would it be 4 wides? 4 byes signal. Nice shot. One of the better shots played today. There's nothing wrong with the delivery. It was pure timing on that occasion from Jayawardene.
And that drive went quickly to the boundary. The ground now dried completely after the early morning rain, and that certainly sped away once it went past the extra cover fielder. No chance of stopping that.
And almost getting caught in that position. Ashwell Prince is the fielder who had just moved from the leg side onto the offside.
Didn't really get his foot up to the pitch this time. Falling in front. Good effort, but just not carrying to the fielder. The captain himself. And Jayawardene wasn't very happy with himself. Was cross. Spanked his leg with his bat.
Once again, a very, very slow, short delivery from Mahela Jayawardene. Bowled at 124.7 kilometers per hour.
Just lost the plot in that delivery. Was keeping the ball up, keeping it up on the offside, and then he pulls it down short. Plenty of time for Jayawardene to get on the back foot. There is a fielder in the deep, but He's pulled it about 10 meters away from him. Yes, now the outfield is racing. It's pretty quick.
He's got it through. A huge grunt from the bowler, because he knew once the ball had passed the fielders, it was going to be 4. Another beautifully timed shot.
Swept away and swept away hard, way back with a square. Teeny no chance of cutting it off.
I'm sure there was bat in it. Yes, and the way he runs at the opposite end, Jayawardene, suggests that he's reached an important milestone. So that's his 150 runs, Mahela Jayawardene, and his 6th score of 150 plus in tests.
Yeah, he just got a feather on it down leg side. Just for a second he thought he hit it right to Boucher, didn't he? But he had enough bat on it for it to go fine, and well played to the skipper. It's very important to back up a very good series while away back home so the fans can enjoy the moment, and there's no doubt the fans right around Sri Lanka realise that they've got a good coach now, being very well led by this young man here, and he's making runs to boot. Fantastic.
Well, he's struggling. He's trying to get that ball to swing from middle stump, but at the moment it's just angling onto the pads, which means easy pickings for the Sri Lankan batsman. It's 333 for 2.
And then suddenly a flurry of runs because the ball's hard. And the batsmen are in. Shots like that, for instance, beautifully executed, giving Amla no chance on the cover boundary. Cut it off.
That again was short and wide and got the treatment it deserved. Or cuts and gets the bottom edge, and that's racing down for 4 in that third man direction. The pace of the ball has been used.
Middle of the bat, isn't it? Almost. It's so wristy. Can be deceiving. I think he's hit this off pretty much the middle of the bat, but fine. Knows where the fielders are. That ball didn't bounce quite as much, so it would have been harder for him to hit it square. Beautifully played.
And that's how Jayawardene has gone. He's got a highest of 242 against India. Short and pulled away, and there's no chance of stopping that down on the line. The ball once again racing through. The outfield certainly has quickened up. Well, that was in the air for a while, but wide off the man at slip. Not the easiest of chances. Wide off him, racing down for 4.
A lot of bat on it, didn't he? That wasn't an edge, that was half a bat, and it went very quickly wide of de Villiers.
There again, the controversial shot, according to Robin Jackman. With 4 runs, the second time he's played it today. And Nicky Boy, as we'd expect, has got a quizzical look on the face. Nothing much he could do about this.
This time he really got hold of it. Right off the middle of the bat, whack. No fielders anywhere there. So that takes Mahela Jayawardene also into the 190s. He's on 192.
Jayawardene, when he gets to his double-hundred, that will be his 3rd. Another one who gets big hundreds.
Jayawardene on 199.
There it is. A double. His 3rd double. The first 6 of the match. She's happy. They're happy. And what a partnership. What a knock. So proud for him. The 2nd Sri Lankan captain to score a double 100 as well, because Marvin Atapatu scored one as well. He scored many, actually. But what a knock it was there for the skipper. He's worked very hard. Coming at an ugly time at 2 for 14. And he is played beautifully. Now they've got to get through if they can really bury the South Africans. But what a gimme here for 200.
Yes, a real captain's knock, taking it on the full. I'm sure you must be happy, Dino. You said that no sixes have been scored, and there you are. He's responded. What a fine innings this has been.
113 balls. Oh, that's a gimme. That had nuts and topping on it. That was delicious. Can't bowl that stuff at this level and get away with it.
I think he's had a bit of a long ball. Rudolph dragged it down. And easy pickings for Jayawardene. Just had no difficulty whatsoever in putting that away.
Both these batsmen. Full shot, that'll be at least 2. Well done, well fielded down there. They're the little things to see. Well done. Great timing. It might go for 4. No one cut off down there. Hashim Amla. End of the over. 4 from it. 494. There it is there. 496 for 2. They're just going along nicely. Jayawardene 233. Sangakkara 231. Just 2 wickets. The South Africans in the air, and that'll go away for at least a couple. Keeps it inside the ground. 2 more. Well done, Mackay and Tini. Beautiful shot again. They'll get 2 more. Good running. That'll loosen him up a little bit. That's the 500 up there for Sri Lanka, and they've just lost 2 wickets in getting them.
Not a big crowd, just a small crowd of spectators, but they appreciate.
Great shot. That might go for 4. A big scream for Andre now. But you can scream out to the crowd to throw it back. Magnificent shot.
He didn't hit it too hard, just got into position, got the balance right, and that's what he's been doing right through this innings. The feet move quickly into position, the balance is good, use of the top hand, hit right off the middle of the bat.
Good fielding from de Villiers, but it doesn't stop bringing up the 500 partnership. Had to hit the deck there. Quick throw. He would have been in anyway, so good running as well.
Bad bounce. And that brings up his 250.
Not a good shot though, good contact on the ball, made a little bit of room for himself, and just another personal milestone in terms of an innings is concerned. Hit it with power, there's no doubt about that. To be captain at the time that you make the innings, to sit into that category.
But he got a terrible bounce. Stain. There it is. Absolutely no chance. Should be 4 byes. Or can the umpire think on the lines of 4 wides, but they generally go for 4 byes. Also the end of the over. 526 for 2.
Mentioned it. I think he really has bowled really well. People look at his stats and say, oh, he must have bowled some rubbish there. No wicket for 147, but they don't tell you about the number of times he's beaten the bat, as well as the number of times inside edges come along like this. He's playing for a little bit more spin there, I thought, and that's why he's played outside the ball and got the inside edge. Now that could have gone onto the stumps anywhere. And that's a class shot. One of the rare boundaries today. It's another boundary. That's his 30th boundary. And you just have to sit back in awe. Whether you're a South African supporter or a Sri Lankan supporter, I've never seen that many runs in anyone's backyard, let alone in a test match or cricket match anywhere. This is Such a clinical performance.
They've sort of really put the bad balls away. That really has been so special about this partnership.
And having beaten him, just drag that down a little bit, and Jayawardene onto it like a flash. He crashes it through mid-wicket for 4.
Team. There is that lofted extra cover drive that he plays so well. One of the rare shots in the game that he's really mastered, Mahela Jayawardene. Do I see a change in approach?
Yes, one really sees that there is a little bit more effort to try and hurry things up, using his feet once again. Nimble-footed, just gets to the pitch of it, just giving himself that little bit more room to get the elevation.
Beautifully played. Beautifully played.
Not only the placement, but to get the right height, trajectory, to get it over top of the extra cover fieldsman, and then time it so well to beat 2 boundary riders. Didn't overhit it, did he? It was just make sure he got the line right, got it in the middle of the bat, and the rest looked after itself. Good footwork early, cleared his left pad. Oh, that's just class.
Is that going to go all the way? No. Amla, the fielder. 298. Where can we nominate? Extra cover. Mid-wicket. Extra cover. That's it. Stroked away quite elegantly, which is really the way that he's played throughout this innings. 300. Mahela Jayawardene, the 19th player in the history of the game to achieve it, and the second Sri Lankan. Well played, sir.
What a moment in his career. Not just for him, for his wife, his family, his teammates, and for the country as well. The second player for Sri Lanka to score 300. Joe Surya being the first, and that's 340, so he's only 40. That might go for another 4, and it does.
A beautiful shot. The outfield has really quickened up the last 2 days. Quicker delivery from Nicky Boy. Beautifully played. He's a stroke player, Tilakratne Dilshan. That's one of his favorite shots.
That was very short. He had plenty of time to get on the back foot. The field has closed in somewhat.
Oh, that's poor cricket. A full toss followed by fumble or a miss from Nicky Boy. And again, that typical Jayawardene shot. That's 4 more.
That's class. Ball with reasonable pace, but Jayawardene just waiting for it. Third man's fairly square. No one.
Another very good shot by Mahela Jayawardene. Applied down to third man earlier. Nicely controlled pull shot later.
Yes, just swivels on the crease. No step backwards, but just swiveling around on the crease. Playing it at the correct time, making contact in front of him. And ensuring that that was put into the gap. That's the swivel on the back foot. Beautifully done.
This could be another boundary. Good effort from Hashim Amla. Get a couple of runs. 10 runs of that over.
To Sanat Jayasuriya's 341 to be the high Sri Lankan. Short, pulls it again. That's 4 more runs. Certainly dragged it down very, very short, and on this pitch, you just can't do that.
Cruises past Graham Gooch, and now equals the great Don Bradman, Sir Donald Bradman. Jayawardene, Mahela Jayawardene becomes the leading individual run scorer in Test cricket to Sri Lankan.
Certainly a great moment for Mahela Jayawardene. What an innings this has been. Christina, his wife, they are to watch it in appreciation. The crackles sounding once again. The crowd all standing up in ovation. What a wonderful knock this has been for Mahela Jayawardene. Young in age as captain, taken on the responsibility. Just gone on and on.
Proud wife looking for Zanat Jayasuriya there. And see him, the man he's just eclipsed. .342 Jayawardene. That'll be 4. 698 now for 3. Smashed away. That's it. That's 350 for Jayawardene.
So that's another milestone for Jayawardene. 350 seems to be endless, going on and on. Sri Lankan flag fluttering away, and the home front too there to cheer him on.
Test. Few more runs. Where to? Third man.
Well, it's less than 40 runs for the record now. 363. Short one was in the slot. Off the toe of the bat. It's gone past the slip.
That's for beautiful shot. That will take him to 369. Remember, this is the third new ball. Much harder than the ball that was in use just before the tea break. So it's traveling that much quicker off the bat.
4th highest test score. Short and wide, the footwork beautifully, got it right in the middle of the bat, just got it past the backward point. It's gone for 4, and I just get the feeling looking around the ground.
3 of the 4 wickets to fall, the other going to Andrew Hall when he dismissed Kumar Sangakkara. Oh, has he got an edge on it? He's got a little nick, or has he bowled him? He's bowled him. I saw Nell almost show a little bit of disappointed, then he saw that the middle stump was back. Once again the ball keeps low. Brian Lara's record still stands. He's still king of the world through the dismissal of Mahela Jayawardene, who has played a most beautiful innings. He is still the leading run scorer in world cricket for Sri Lanka. He has been part of many records that have been broken, including the world record for any wicket stand, which now stands at 624, along with Kumar Sangakkara, and the whole ground are almost silenced. They feel they have to clap, but the disappointment is evident.
You said it all, Jackers. It's disappointment, all right. So much of expectancy for Jayawardene to get up to that 400 mark. That ball again kept low. And that's the end of the Sri Lankan innings. The declaration coming with the fall of Mahela Jayawardene's wicket. The man who did the damage on Rinal didn't bounce very much again, skidded through, and he's delighted, absolutely delighted. Raises his arms, and Mahela Jayawardene's magnificent innings finally comes to an end. Plenty of concentration on his face, but then it just kept low. It didn't bounce. And so Jayawardene's stumps rattled, and Sri Lanka have lost their 5th wicket, and with it the declaration has come.
Thought he got a little inside edge. I wasn't sure at first that he'd been bowled. It's almost like a stifled appeal to start with, and the ball crashes into the stumps. And you can see just by the body language that the ball kept a little bit low. Could he have been forward? Maybe he should have been. Maybe it was a fraction full, but how can one even suggest to criticise somebody who has just batted for probably close on 12 hours? 374 runs with 43 fours and a 6. That's